Hello everyone, I'm Geek Freaky and welcome to the video. Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super has had a lot of villains. First we had the Saiyans, and then we had aliens, to Frieza, to man-made androids, to space wizards, space demons, and in Dragon Ball Super we had a god, and then they brought Frieza back again, and then we had a doppelganger Goku, and then we had something new, which was the Universal Tournament, and then we had the Saiyans again with Broly and Paragus, and we had Space Wizards again, with Moro in the manga. So let's check this again. Science, aliens, science, magic, a god, aliens again, time travel, a universal fight, the Saiyans, and magic again. So from here, what exactly could Akira Toriyama actually do for the next arc after Moro? Well, I do have a couple of ideas. They could make a flashback arc of the time where they bet Android 21. They could make a saga about the demon world like Demigra and the Time Patrol, or they could make an arc about the 4 other universes that was erased by Zeno, stated by Whis, and it was Android 17's wish that brought back those other 4 universes. Or they could explore the idea of going to different dimensions. The idea of going to other dimensions has been seen in Dragon Ball Z, where Vegito was beating Super Buu, and Super Buu was screaming so loud that he was collapsing dimensions on top of one another. Hell, look at Gogeta in the Broly movie. They went to another freaking dimension, for crying out loud. They could make an arc where something comes from another dimension and they start fighting Goku, or we could just have Cooler. And I'm going to be 100% honest, even though I like these ideas, and I definitely think that Cooler should have his own arc, there is one arc that definitely needs to be made, and that arc is about the Tuffles, or the Sufurians. And I do have my reasons as to why they need to make an arc about the Sufurians or the Tuffles. And I'm going to be honest, this is an absolute brilliant idea. This is Brawn versus Brain. 2 old enemies come together and fight it out. You thought the war was over? Well, think again. And just to give you guys a little bit of a recap, the Saiyans were originally from planet Sadol. That's their own planet. But after fighting so much with each other, planet Sadol was destroyed. So the Saiyans had no choice but to go and find a new one. A planet that they can call home. And finally, they came across the planet Plant, which was the home of the Tuffles. The Tuffles were a very peaceful and scientifically advanced race, and when the Saiyans landed on planet Plant, the Tuffles welcomed the Saiyans and allowed them to stay on the planet. And then after so many years, the Saiyans decided to fight the Tuffles and take everything what they have. And in the end, the Tuffles lost. Now, it has been implied that the Tuffles were scientifically advanced, and with advanced scientific technology, you guys would have thought that these Tuffles would have the advantage because of how scientifically advanced the Tuffles was. But sadly, the Saiyans were too strong. But you know what? I think I have a reason as to why the Tuffles lost. I mean, just think about it. It's been said that the Tuffles were a very, very peaceful race and they were scientifically advanced. So we can assume that the Tuffles were very naive and they didn't see any point of making any weapons. And technology made their lives so much better. And so, you guys can think of the Tuffles as neo-leftists who has been in a bubble for such a long time, and the Tuffles didn't think that letting the Saiyans live on the planet would bring any catastrophic events. But in the end, they paid the price. Now, let me tell you guys as to why the Tuffles should come back and fight the Saiyans. Number 1, they have been referenced throughout the series 6 times. The Tuffles were referenced in Dragon Ball GT, they were also referenced in Dragon Ball Z, they were referenced in the 2 OVA plan to eradicate the Saiyans. Well, one was a game and one was a OVA. And the OVA was in Rage and Blast 2. They were referenced in Dragon Ball Super, and they were referenced in Dragon Ball Heroes. There are 3 groups of Tuffle antagonists. 2 was from Dragon Ball Heroes, and they are the twin Tuffles, Orin and Kamen. I think I butchered that. But to be fair, these twins aren't exactly evil. The twin Tuffles were more like kind of tragic characters. They were created by the Tuffles in Universe 6, but the Tuffles decided to destroy the twins because the Tuffles feared their overwhelming power. And to be honest, I don't actually think they're evil. I just think the twins wanted to have preservation and live. And when the Tuffles tried to destroy them, the twins turned on the Tuffles and ran away. So just think about that. They were created and then later on they find out they're going to be destroyed by their creators, even when they didn't do anything wrong. So yeah, I'm definitely saying that the twins are definitely tragic characters. So yeah, those two are from Dragon Ball Heroes. So instead of avenging the Tuffles, they actually destroyed the Tuffles. So that's an interesting concept. And the next one we all know is Baby, Dr. Mew, and General Ruldo. Okay, technically General Ruldo is a machine mutant. He's the creation of Dr. Mew, and Dr. Mew is the creation of Baby, which Baby created Dr. Mew, so Dr. Mew can recreate Baby. And I'm going to be honest, I absolutely love Baby. The Saiyans are the enemy of the Tuffles. He's a parasite, takes over Vegeta's body, and he almost killed Goku. I mean, just think about it for a second. Let's just say, for example, Planet Vegeta was still around, and when Baby was ready to go back to Planet Vegeta and reclaim it, he would have served the purpose of what the Tuffles wanted him to do. Destroy all the Saiyans and reclaim the planet, and that was basically it. But since Planet Vegeta is gone, Baby goes after the planet Earth because the Saiyans have made planet Earth their new home. So during the time of GT, there was about 7 Saiyans left. Well, 2 purebreds and the other 5 were mixed breeds. So yeah, Baby was basically a parasite and used other people's power against other people. And I like the idea of him being a weapon of the Tuffles. It's the same with Dr. Litchi and Hijack. Dr. Litchi is also a Tuffle and wants to kill all the Saiyans. And, just like Dr. Mew, Dr. Litchi also has a creation called Hijack, which has multiple forms. He has a multi-form, he has a giant form, and he also has a super form. This was in the old OVA game thingy. You would choose a path and Hijack would go into one of his many forms, depending on the path you chose. Again, he can multi-form, he can go giant, he can go into his super form. Hell, even Goku said that Hijack is much more powerful than Broly. Hijack isn't the most interesting villain, but if he was to combine with Baby, now that would be a sight to behold. That, in my opinion, would be awesome to see. Baby Hijack. That would be insane. Okay, to start off with, how would we actually use the Tuffles inside Dragon Ball Super? Well, to start off, I think they should actually reboot what happened to the Tuffles. And instead of King Vegeta being the one who led the Saiyans to destroy the Tuffles, I actually think that it should have been King Vegeta or Vegeta III, grandfather Vegeta I, who led the Saiyans against the Tuffles. This led to the Tuffle-Saiyan War, which lasted for, I don't know, about 5 to 8 years, I think. And so, the Tuffles decided to put all their children and data on a ship and send them away to another planet. And if they would have won the war, the Tuffles would have gone back for the kids and brought them back home. But as we all know, the Tuffles lost. And so, many Tuffle kids and many adults, along with their scientifically advanced data, went to go seek out another planet. They found an empty planet, terraformed it, and renamed it the New Planet Plant. Now, it took them nearly about 130 years to rebuild everything, cultivate, reproduce, to increase the Tuffle population, and after when they've done all that, the Tuffles start advancing their technology, creating new things, and still learning about new things. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. The Tuffles, after resettling on the new planet, have gotten much more smarter and much more wiser ever since the Tuffle-Saiyan War. Which is why, after they terraformed the entire planet and made the new planet their own, and rebuilt everything, just like on Planet Plant, and during all that time, after 130 years, the older Tuffles made their bodies into machines, so that way they can prolong their life. Something like what Dr. Gero did when he turned himself into an android, or something like Dr. Mew or Dr. Litchi. Well, technically Dr. Litchi wasn't a machine, he was more of a ghost warrior. But in the reboot, let's just say Dr. Litchi was a machine mutant Tuffle hybrid. Anyways, when a Tuffle gets very, very old, they turn their bodies into machines, and their bodies would look something like what Dr. Mew would look like, or Dr. Gero, or Dr. Litchi. They're very old, but they are super geniuses. The Tuffles are much more advanced and much more smarter. The machine Tuffles are sort of like the leaders, kinda, and below them are flesh and blood Tuffles, scientists. These Tuffles aren't very old, but they're still geniuses. And below those Tuffles are the average, everyday, still learning, novice Tuffles. But they still have very high IQs. Now the machine Tuffles, they saw the horror of what the Saiyans did to their planet and their people, and all the younger Tuffles were all born on New Planet Plant, so they didn't witness what the Saiyans did. However, all Tuffles have been brought up believing all Saiyans are evil because of what they did to their original home planet. Anyways, after resettling on their new home, the Tuffles got to work on creating new technology and weapons in order to strike back against the Saiyans. They was upgrading the weapons, created new weapons, and was in the process of creating Baby and Hijack. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. I actually think that the Tuffles should be the ones who create the Big Getty Star from the movie Dragon Ball Z: The Return of Cooler. They should be the ones who creates this thing. But obviously Cooler has to be introduced before the Tuffles does. So that way we'll get 5th final form Meta Cooler with the golden form. This would be the perfect opportunity to actually bring back Cooler in his metal form. And who do we have to thank for that? The Tuffles. Hell, they could even be the ones who create Biomen from Bio Broly and the world's strongest. Hell, they're so smart, they have a variety of weapons and technology. Hell, they could be the ones who created the Cloud Machine from Lord Slug, the movie. And obviously, they will be the ones who creates Baby and Hijack. And Hijack can make himself grow bigger, he can duplicate himself, and he has a super form, which obviously powers him up. And they also have machine guards, the Ghost Warriors, and this little machine, which is called the Destrangas machine, I think. At least I think that's what it's called. And to be honest, I'm not really 100% sure what this thing does, but I think this thing can actually oppress Ki. Because when Goku tried to fire a Kamehameha, it didn't work. So yeah, bring that machine back. There would also be other machines like General Ruldo, Lord Lude, this whip guy, this giant lion thing, the Sigma Force, and more machine mutants. And then we get the combination of Hijack and Baby, which looks freaking awesome. I mean, just look at that. I mean, come on, this is a genius idea. Who wouldn't want to see these two combined? Hell, I wouldn't even be surprised if Baby Hijack could actually grow himself and make duplicates of himself and go into his super form. How freaking badass would that be? And here's another idea. You know, like how we've got like different machine types like Baby and Hijack? They're not necessarily the same, but they are both made by the Tuffles. What if there was other Tuffle scientists and they had their own versions of machine fighters? They could be completely different to Baby and Hijack. Or hell, maybe, just maybe, they could create something that looks something like Aniraza. Okay, I'm not saying, oh, they should create Aniraza, but I'm just saying they should make something that's similar to Aniraza. Because, if you ask me, Aniraza looks something that the Tuffles might actually create. I don't know what it is, but Aniraza kind of looks, I don't know, Tuffle-like. And not to mention he's a machine. I mean, there could be loads of different varieties of machines the Tuffles created in order to combat the Saiyans. I mean, can you imagine a fusion between Baby, Hijack, and Aniraza? That would be awesome to see. And I'm just going to say this, Aniraza isn't a Tuffle. All I'm saying is that they should make something similar to what Aniraza is. He's a combination of 3 robots, and I assume is a robot machine metal man or something. But anyways, all I'm saying is that there should be like a variety of different machines that the Tuffles create. There should be a variety of different machine types in order for them to fight the Saiyans. And also, there's one other thing that you guys need to know about the Tuffles, and that is this. They are not evil. All they want is to get revenge on the Saiyans. So, they won't be attacking the Earth or anything like that. Their main target is the Saiyans, Goku, Vegeta, Broly, Trunks, Goten, Gohan, Beulah, and Pan. And they're not after the Earthlings. And in my opinion, I actually think that this is a very good idea. Now, most villains have been evil and they've been killing innocent people and so on and so forth. Like with Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu, they would kill innocents no matter who they are. But with the Tuffles, they are still a very peaceful race, but their main enemy is the Saiyans, and their goal is to eradicate the universe of the Saiyans. So really, this puts Goku in a very difficult situation. He knows the Tuffles aren't evil, and they're not going after any innocent people, and they won't stop coming after them until the Saiyans are dead. And as for Vegeta, well, he's very merciless. Vegeta wouldn't hesitate to kill anybody if they go after him. Hell, he almost killed Broly in the Broly movie, and he wasn't going to show mercy to Frieza. So Vegeta doesn't have any problems of going to kill the Tuffles, even if they are a peaceful race. So really, it's either kill or be killed in this situation. The Saiyans have the brawn, but the Tuffles have the brains. They're strategists, geniuses, and are scientifically advanced. You know what, just for the hell of it, give the Tuffles telekinetic powers. That would be cool to see. Or, here's another idea. Do you guys remember in the Buu saga, when Bobbidi was trying to find Trunks, Goten, and Piccolo, and Bobbidi showed an image to everybody in the world, and he was telling everybody to find these people, otherwise Buu would destroy cities. Well, what if the Tuffles actually did the same thing, except instead of threatening the whole world, like what Bobbidi did, what if the Tuffles actually turned everybody against all of the Saiyans, which was Vegeta, Goku, Trunks, Goten, Gohan, Beulah, Pan, and yes, even Broly. Even though he's not on Earth, they're going to go after him later on. Anyways, instead of the Tuffles threatening Earth, the Tuffles televise themselves for the whole world to see, and the Tuffles warn Earth about the evil Saiyans, like how they can turn into apes and how savage they are, and the billions of lives they destroyed, and almost caused the extinction of the Tuffles. This in turn has the public give sympathy towards the Tuffles, and the Tuffles tell Earth who these Saiyans are and where you can find them. And not only that, the Tuffles also start doing trade with Earth, sharing their technology with Earth, and trying to get on Earth's good side. So, at this point, most of the Earth has turned against Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, and anyone who stands with the Saiyans. And yeah, this is the same as what Bobbidi did, except they are doing it in a different approach. And hell, even before this, in the first few episodes, or maybe even 10 episodes, or during a saga where the Z-Warriors are fighting another villain, like Moro or Cooler or whatever, the Tuffles are using their technology in order to fight the Saiyans. Like, for example, they're the ones who creates the Big Getty Star, and they give it to Cooler, who is basically a freaking brain at this point. And we get Meta Cooler. The Tuffles aren't fighters, but they can create things in order to combat the Saiyans. Different technology, strategy, and even create fighters to fight against the Saiyans, like General Ruldo, Baby, Hachiak, and all that stuff. They're not fighters, but they are super geniuses. And to tell you the truth, I find this interesting because the Tuffles, well, the majority of them aren't evil, but they do seek the destruction of all Saiyans. And so, where can the Saiyans go from here? They're not facing off against an evil fighter, but an alien race that got screwed over by the Saiyans. And if you ask me, I think this would be very interesting to watch. I mean, yeah, make the machines that the Tuffles make bad, like Baby, Hachiak, General Ruldo, etc. But the Tuffles themselves aren't evil. Now, when it comes to Baby, have him have nothing but loyalty towards the Tuffles. But he does have a strong hatred towards the Saiyans. And he does whatever it takes to destroy the Saiyans. You know, same old Baby from GT. And have him fuse with Hachiak. And have him fuse with other machines that the Tuffles made in order to destroy the Saiyans. That would be awesome to see. Actually, no. Have Baby Hachiak fuse with the Big Getty Star. That would be incredible to see. So yeah, that's my thoughts on why the Tuffles should come back. And to be honest, it's not just the Tuffles, but I think Janemba, Cooler, Arudagon should come back. But my biggest wish is for the Tuffles to come back. And if we was going to go for the close second, I would say Janemba. Anyways, that's all I've got to say. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching, and if there's a series you want me to check out and review and give my thoughts on it, or if there's a top 10 list you want me to do, or any reactions, or responses, or rants on anything geeky, just leave links and comments in the comment sections below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And if you guys want to follow me on my social medias, I'm on minds.com, Twitch, Dailymotion, and Hatron, Reddit, BitChute, aka the new YouTube, DeviantArt, Discord, VidMe, Gab, Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon, GoFundMe, PayPal, and my other social medias are down there in the description box below, so if you want to go and check them out, please do. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video. And please go and check out my new skeptic channel, Gypsy Freak. It's also down there in the description box below. Peace out.